Hey everybody, I hope you all are doing well and welcome back to Michael's Matters. Now, of course, as per usual, I'm Michael. Hi and hello. And one of the realities of living in the United States in 2023 is the fact that the number of people who are getting divorced over the age of 50 is inexplicably on the rise. Now, although the reasons for why folks in their golden years are getting divorced at a higher rate are not 100% clear, one thing that is clear is that even if somebody is divorced, it is possible to claim Social Security benefits on an ex-spouse, even long after the divorce papers have been signed, or even in cases where you've had multiple ex-spouses. So today we are talking about how Social Security benefits work when you are no longer married to the primary working spouse who's eligible for Social Security benefits. Now, before we get to this video, if you like these videos, if you find them interesting, if you find them helpful, or hey, if you at least find them useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help the channel to grow, and we are so thankful for that. But also, that way you get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. All right, now, let's get down to the video. So first off today, let's talk about what are spousal benefits overall, because as a person married to a Social Security eligible person, it is possible that even as a married spouse who has never worked or not worked enough time in Social Security, maybe because you're taking care of children or doing unpaid work with the family, which is definitely work, you can still be eligible for benefits based off your spouse's credits. To be eligible for Social Security benefits in general, either one of the spouses will have had to have paid into Social Security via the payroll tax for a certain amount of time. Now, nobody goes out and opts into paying in or out of the payroll tax. Rather, it is just taken out of our paychecks every time we get paid. And of course, that is the primary reason why the money that goes into our pockets at the end of the work week, looks very different from how much we actually get paid. The minimum number of time that needs to be paid into to get the full retirement benefits is at 40 quarters or 10 years of work. And that work doesn't have to all be consecutive and connected. There can be gaps in that work history, but the total amount has to be at least 40 quarters or 10 years to get the full Social Security benefits. Once that work retirement is met, the spouse of the primary Social Security working beneficiary can also qualify for benefits once they too are ready to retire or once they hit the minimum age. These benefits, of course, will be based off the primary beneficiary's numbers. This can be done by filling out the form SSA-2-BK, and usually spousal benefits or ex-spousal benefits amounts are not going to be the same amount as the primary working spouse's benefits. In fact, they are capped out at 50%. And if you ask me, and knowing what my wife has to go through, that's definitely not enough. Now, to look at an example of this, the most current number for both, we can see that the average Social Security benefits monthly in the month of May in 2023 is at $1,836.06 for a primary retired worker, while the average monthly benefit for folks receiving spousal benefits is only at $894.81 per month. So that is basically less than half when we look at it on average. Now, if you remember back to when you were in school, back when we first started to learn algebra, we're going to start with the easy one for ex-spouses, which is going to be in a situation where someone is trying to claim for Social Security benefits based off only having one ex-spouse involved, and they're trying to get the benefits based off of that primary spouse's working credits for Social Security. The main criteria for spouses to be eligible for benefits is that 1, the spouses must have been married for at least 10 years. Second is that they have to be divorced, kind of obvious for an ex-spouse, right? But they have to be divorced at least 2 years. Additionally, the non-working spouse would need to not have been remarried and have to also be at the minimum years of retirement at 62 years old, which is the earliest time that anyone can do Social Security retirement benefits. A key important point to this is that as the non-working spouse, they can actually remarried after that first marriage, of which the non-working spouse is trying to claim Social Security benefits on, but they just cannot still be married. Also for the primary working spouse, it actually doesn't matter what their marital status is. The non-working spouse or the person claiming spousal benefits are still entitled to benefits based on the working spouse's credits, even if they are remarried, which, could make trips to the Social Security office a little awkward. And lastly for this, if the non-working spouse is claiming benefits on the working spouse's benefits, there isn't actually any effect on the working spouse's benefits. So if you thought maybe it'd be a good way to put pressure on or to decrease their benefits or just stick it to them, well, it actually isn't, because it doesn't do anything to their benefits. One nuance to all this is that it may not make sense for an ex-spouse to try to claim benefits on the primary working spouse spouse's benefits in a couple of scenarios. The biggest one is if both spouses are making about the same amount of money, or the non-working spouse actually made more money on their Social Security benefits, and I guess we're just using non-working spouse as the person who is not the primary, and then it wouldn't make sense for them to apply because the benefits for the spousal benefits are going to be lower than what they would be had they just taken their normal working benefits. This is because the way that Social Security benefits are calculated are based off of income. The SSA only uses the top 35 years of earnings to figure out what a person's starting Social Security benefits are. If you are a spouse and you made more than the primary spouse, then obviously it wouldn't behoove those individuals to take the smaller amount. Additionally, there is that fact that the spousal benefits are set at 50% of the full amount of benefits of the ex-primary's benefits once they hit that 66 or 67-year-old full retirement age. So it may make sense for a non-working spouse to claim their own benefits. So in a situation like this, it may make more sense for the non-working spouse or the non-primary spouse to claim their own benefits because they're going to get payments that are actually higher. Whew, all right, so that's the one variable situation. Now let's move on to a two variable situation. There's an X and a Y. I guess an X, get it? X. Because there are situations where there are spouses who have more than one ex-partner who are going to be eligible for Social Security benefits and could potentially claim benefits on one of them, but not both. First, if your ex-spouse is still alive, then the earliest that you can claim spousal benefits on their credits is at 62 years old. In a situation where somebody has multiple primary working spouses for whom they are now divorced and for who they are trying to execute their option to claim benefits based on their working spouse's credits, you can choose one of them, but you could not choose to receive both. It has to be one or the other. Luckily, in this case, once you notify Social Security that you will be claiming benefits on either of your working ex-spouses, they will choose the highest benefits available for you to choose from. Of course, this is going to be except for in the situation where you could have SSA benefits that are higher than the spousal benefits for either. So this one is actually pretty straightforward. If you have two exes, whichever one has the higher benefit at 50% that you could be eligible for is the one that Social Security will choose for you, except for in a situation where your own personal benefits would be higher than all of them, and then it would still make sense just to keep your own personal ones. So it is part of any kind of real human interaction that sometimes they end. But it is even better that the way Social Security is set up allows for non-working spouses, or maybe spouses who didn't work enough or didn't have work that was paid, because let's be clear, doing things at home and taking care of children and taking care of families is real work. It is real work, even if it's not paid. But if that spouse is in a situation where they are now divorced, at least they can claim anywhere between the 32 and 50% of the working spouse's benefits. Again, not enough. And this is meant to allow someone to, leave a bad situation and still have a way to get monthly support, rather than having to make a choice of staying in a bad situation just for monthly income or getting out and going without. All right, so that's it for today's Michael's Matters, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, if you like these videos, if you find them interesting, if you find them helpful, or hey, if you at least find them useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it does really help the channel to grow, and we are so thankful for that. But also, you get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. So, for Michael's Matters, I'm Michael, hoping that you take care of yourself, take care of others, and have a happy, healthy day.